Welcome back. In this video lecture, we will discuss another important function called the Dirac delta function. First of all, we can see how this delta function is defined. Dirac's delta function or unit impulse function. Dirac's delta function is a generalized function, a function not in the ordinary sense of calculus, was introduced by Paul Dirac, a Nobel Prize winner in physics. Situations involving a large amount of force acting for a short interval of time can be modeled well with the delta function, and such problems can be solved effectively by the Laplace transform. It is derived from the limiting form of the function fk of t minus a equal to 1 by k if a less than or equal to t less than or equal to a plus k equal to 0, otherwise as k tends to 0. Derives delta function. Delta of t minus a equal to infinity if t equal to a equal to 0, otherwise. And interval 0 to infinity delta of t minus a dt is equal to 1. Laplace transform of delta of t minus a is equal to e raised to minus as. Now to derive the delta function, first of all we consider the function fk of t minus a equal to 1 by k if a less than or equal to t less than or equal to a plus k and equal to 0 otherwise. So this is the graph of fk of t minus a. This function is defined at a is equal to 1 and we have considered an interval of length 1. See, length of this interval is a plus k minus k, that is k unit, and output of the function in this interval is 1 by k. Is considered as a force acting for a short interval of time, say k, then the total integral of the function from 0 to infinity fk of t minus a dt, here that is equal to integral a to a plus k of fk of t minus a dt, that is the total area under this curve. Total area under this curve is k into 1 by k, that is 1, and that total integral 0 to infinity fk of t minus a dt is called the impulse of this force, and here this impulse is 1 unit. Now see what happens if this length decreases. Suppose we are decreasing this value of length of the interval from k is equal to 1 to 0. What is happening? See, as the length decreases, length of this interval decreases, the output of the function 1 by k increases very largely and suddenly goes to infinity. At this point, t is equal to a, the value of the function is very large, and that function defines delta t minus a. So we can see that delta t minus a is equal to very large or infinity at the point t is equal to a and equal to 0 otherwise, and this function is called the Dirac delta function. Exercise set 5. Solve the following initial value problems. Consider the initial value problem. Y double dash plus 3y dash plus 2y is equal to delta of t minus 1 with the conditions y of 0 equal to 0, y dash 0 equal to 0. To solve this problem, we will take the Laplace transform of this differential equation both sides. That is L of y double dash plus 3 into L of y dash plus 2 into L of y is equal to transform of the delta function delta of t minus 1. And applying Laplace transform of derivatives, so we have s square into Laplace transform of y, that will be capital Y, minus s into y of 0 minus y dash 0 plus 3 into s into Laplace transform of y, that is y capital Y, minus y of 0 plus 2 into Laplace transform of y is equal to transform of delta t minus 1, and we know the result. What is Laplace transform of delta t minus a? The transform of delta t minus a is equal to e raised to minus as, and here our a is equal to 1. So this becomes e raised to minus s. Now substituting initial conditions, we can have this is s square into capital Y minus s into y of 0 0 minus y dash 0 is also 0 plus 3 into sy minus 0 plus 2y equal to e raised to minus s. Now collecting terms, so we can have s square plus 3s plus 2 into y is equal to e raised to minus s, or capital Y is equal to e raised to minus s divided by s square plus 3s plus 2. This is equal to e raised to minus s divided by s plus 1 into s plus 2 by factorization of the quadratic expression. Therefore, we can write the solution as y is equal to L inverse of capital Y, that is equal to L inverse of e raised to minus s divided by s plus 1 into s plus 2. So this is equal to L inverse of e raised to minus s into. So using partial fraction method, we can split 1 by s plus 1 into 1 by s plus 2 as this is 1 by s plus 1 minus 1 by s plus 2. Now the entire expression within this inverse Laplace transform is of the form L inverse of e raised to minus as into capital F first. So according to second shifting theorem, this can be written as f t minus a into u t minus a, where the small f is the inverse Laplace transform of this capital F first. So we can consider this f t in this case as inverse Laplace transform of 1 by s plus 1, that is e raised to minus t, minus inverse of 1 by s plus 2 e raised to minus 2t. So in this problem, this is our ft. So applying second shifting theorem, we can have this as f of t minus a, that is t minus 1 into u t minus 1. And f t minus 1 means we are replacing every t by t minus 1 in that expression. That is e raised to minus of t minus 1 minus e raised to minus 2 into t minus 1. The whole expression is multiplied with u t minus 1. Now look at this product expression, e raised to minus t minus 1 minus e raised to minus 2 into t minus 1 into u t minus 1. And this expression or this function has the output after t greater than 1. And for t less than 1, the output is 0. So we can modify this solution or rewrite the solution of the differential equation as the value of y is equal to 0 if t less than 1, and after t greater than 1, this becomes e raised to minus of t minus 1 minus e raised to minus 2 into t minus 1 if t greater than 1. So this is the required solution of the initial value problem. Consider the second problem. Solve y double dash plus 5y dash plus 6y equal to u into t minus 1 plus delta t minus 2 with the conditions y of 0 equal to 0, y dash 0 equal to 1. Now taking Laplace transform on both sides of the differential equation, we have Ly double dash plus 5 into transform of y plus transform of y dash plus 6 into Ly is equal to Laplace transform of u t minus 1 plus L of delta t minus 2. S square into capital Y minus s into y of 0 minus y dash 0 plus 5 into s into capital Y minus y of 0 plus 6 into L of y capital Y is equal to transform of u t minus a. Transform of u t minus a is e raised to minus as by s. So we have this is e raised to minus s by s. And transform of delta t minus a, e raised to minus as. So this is e raised to minus 2s. Substituting the conditions, we have s square into capital Y minus s into y of 0, that is 0, minus y dash 0, that is 1, plus 5 into s into y minus y of 0, 0, plus 6y is equal to e raised to minus s by s plus e raised to minus 2s. Calculate y, that is s square plus 5s plus 6 into y minus 1 is equal to e raised to minus s by s plus e raised to minus 2s, or s square plus 5s plus 6 y is equal to 1 plus e raised to minus s by s plus e raised to minus 2s. Now solving for y, we can divide the right hand side by s square plus 5s plus 6, that is s plus 2 into s plus 3. Therefore our y becomes 1 divided by s plus 2 into s plus 3 plus e raised to minus s divided by s into s plus 2 into s plus 3 plus e raised to minus 2s divided by s plus 2 into s plus 3. Now using partial fraction method, we can split this expression as 1 by s plus 2 minus 1 by s plus 3 plus e raised to minus s into. So this has the factorization a by s plus b by s plus 2 plus c by s plus 3. On simplification we get that a as 1 by 6 by s minus 1 by 2 divided by s plus 2 plus 1 by 3 divided by s plus 3 plus e raised to minus 2s into again 1 by s plus 2 minus 1 by s plus 3. Therefore, our solution y of t is equal to L inverse of this capital Y, that is equal to L inverse of 1 by s plus 2 minus 1 by s plus 3 plus L inverse of e raised to minus s into 1 by 6 divided by s minus 1 by 2 divided by s plus 2 plus 1 by 3 divided by s plus 3 plus L inverse of e raised to minus 2s into 1 by s plus 2 minus 1 by s plus 3. Now applying the inverse Laplace transform, L inverse of 1 by s plus 2 minus 1 by s plus 3 is e raised to minus 2t minus e raised to minus 3t. And for the second bracket, L inverse of e raised to minus as into treat this as fs. With the inverse transform, let the inverse transform be ft is equal to 1 by 6 minus 1 by 2 e raised to minus 2t minus plus 1 by 3 e raised to minus 3t. And similarly, for 1 by s plus 2 into 1 by s plus 3, let us take this as gt. So this gt is equal to e raised to minus 2t minus e raised to minus 3t. So the first inverse Laplace transform becomes e raised to minus 2t minus e raised to minus 3t. And applying second shifting theorem, this is of the form L inverse of e raised to minus as into fs. And what is this inverse transform? According to second shifting theorem, L inverse of e raised to minus as into fs is ft minus a into ut minus a. And here what is our f? Here our f is 1 by 6 minus 1 by 2 e raised to minus 2t plus 1 by 3 e raised to minus 3t. So this is f t minus a. Here f t minus a means f t minus 1. F t minus 1 into ut minus 1 plus, and similarly for the last bracket, the inverse transform is g t minus 2 into u t minus 2. Now substituting for this f t minus 1 and g t minus 2, we will have the final solution, that is y t is equal to e raised to minus 2t minus e raised to minus 3t plus f t minus 1 is obtained by replacing every t by t minus 1 in this f. That is 1 by 6 minus 1 by 2 e raised to minus 2 into t minus 1 plus 1 by 3 e raised to minus 3 into t minus 1. This multiplied with u t minus 1 plus g t minus 2, replacing t by t minus 2 e raised to minus 2 into t minus 2 minus e raised to minus 3 into t minus 2, that multiplied with u t minus 2. So this is the complete solution of the initial value problem. Hope you enjoyed this class. In the next lecture we will discuss convolution theorem and its application in finding inverse Laplace transform. Thanks for watching.